exciting time. My name is Gary Logan, and I was asked to introduce somebody I think we all know, somebody we all love. Obviously, if you didn't, then you wouldn't be here, right? But we are excited about what is happening surrounding this campaign. Cindy, I got to know Cindy a few years back while working in public education. We've got a lot of mutual friends and really got close a couple years ago while I was still serving in schools because she has the heart, even in retirement, to come and help support a struggling school there in North Little Rock that I had been working in. So she's a career educator, spent her whole life in education, a committed servant, and in times like these, elections matter. Elections at every level. Elections at every level matter. And I think that it is now is the appropriate time, which every time is the appropriate time, but really to emphasize grassroots people who know people from various backgrounds, various walks of life, knowing how to deal with everybody, because I don't have to agree with you or like what you do or what you wear, but as a representative, I want to represent you well. And I think the person that we have here today is somebody that embodies that completely. I'm excited. I mean, I feel like there are people that were much more qualified to give this introduction, but I mean, no better servant than a former public school teacher. That's right. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you our friend that everybody knows, that kids love, and still someone with a servant's heart and can love and value everybody in the Cynthia Nation.
Well, hi everybody. We filled up the room. Thank you, Gary Logan, for that introduction. That means a lot to me, everything you said. You know, I asked Gary to do this because he's one of those people that when he enters the room, he just brings this sense of joy with him. He's so positive about everything. He's a uniter. Sometimes it's because he's cooked food and but it's you. It really is you that we love so much. Thank you, hosts. Everything that you've given so generously is going to be used well. It's given us a nice little foundation, a springboard, so that we can get started doing more things in this campaign, because this is just beginning. Thanks to everyone else who's already given. I mean, some of you were giving me, look over here, like as soon as you found out that I filed, you're like, here's a check. Right? You were going on that glue. I had people handing me cash at meetings across the table, like, yeah, so thank you for that. So some of you were doing it from the very beginning, and I really appreciate it. And thanks to, of course, the kickoff planning committee, who, you know, we gathered around and we kind of hammered things out, and we made this night possible, because it's really important to us to start off with this great beginning, have all of us together and share in the joy of making big changes for Conway and Faulkner County and the entire state of Arkansas. And that's going to happen because I'm going to be the next state representative. They will have an educator in the House of Representatives. They need to get ready for that. So I may at times refer to my Stella prompter, but I'm going to try not to. So one of the things I've noticed lately, and it's really different than the first time I was going around speaking, is that I get up and I think, you're just going to talk about the facts and the issues and get people all behind you, and I finish and I walk from the podium or my little spot where I'm standing, and I realize I got really angry. Like, I didn't intend to get up there and be angry, but by the time I talk about it, I get a little enraged. Well, I'm not going to do that tonight, okay? I'm making a conscious effort to make this night about joy, because we've heard it before, but I think I want us to really keep this in mind. It's important because we're being hit from all sides in a lot of really bad ways. But joy really is, it's an active resistance.
Yes.
It works. And we can't keep the anger up, and we can't keep that going. We have to have that little respite where we come together and we're a community and we're united and we know we've got common goals and we find joy in that. So that's really important to me. So that's where I'm going to go tonight, okay? When the other side sees that we are not giving up the fight, when they see that we're going to keep living our lives and we're going to keep supporting each other and fighting against them, you know, they realize we know we're winning. And so we want to keep reminding them of that. So that's what we're going to think about as we strategize next steps going into this campaign, okay? Joy. I'm going to give credit to someone that a lot of you know and love, and that's Julie McDonald, who came up with this. She was helping me with stuff I would say tonight, and she came up with this nice little alliterative list. It's pretty genius. These are the things that we need for this campaign, okay? Doors, dollars, and doers. Doors, dollars, and doers. Say it with me. Doors, dollars, and doers. You learn fast. I wasn't used to that. Yes, good. So let me talk to you about what those mean. Now, when I talk to you about doors, I'm going to stand over here. When I talk to you about doors, I bet you're thinking I mean knocking on doors, but really we'll talk about that. But this is another concept that I don't think I used this as much as I should have when I ran in 24. And that's like some of you in this room, and you know other people as well, who have access to doors that open up into rooms that I'm not in yet. And in those rooms are influencers, decision makers, and voters. And maybe you can help me get to those doors and get in that room, and I can tell them the message that's going to work for us. Or maybe I don't go with you. Maybe you just go in and you share the message. Okay, wait, educators, I'm about to bird walk. I have to say this. So, speaking of the message, I got to get this in here. One thing that we can go in those rooms and tell people, this district is flippable. Yes. We can flip this district. And the really nice thing is if we flip 6 seats, 6, mine, 5 more, we will break up that supermajority that they have. And all of that restless legislation that they just, they can just roll it out anytime they feel like it. We can put a stop to it because there will at least be 6 more people pushing back. They won't have that supermajority. So when we have people who are working to make logical decisions, when they have to present a case and they have to have witnesses that are people who are experts, they don't even have to bother with that now. They can just do what they want. When they have witnesses who testify that are going to be affected by this legislation that they're after, that's going to make a difference. It's going to make legislation for our Kansans equitable. It will help us get there anyway. So, all right, so that was just a little side note. Okay, all right, so that was doors. Dollars. That one is obvious. That one I know you know. And thank you to all of you who have already started that. I know it's a lot right now to ask of people, but we have to remember that campaigns have to be funded. I only raised, I'll be honest, you could go on the Secretary of State's website and find out, but I'll just tell you, I only raised about $15,000 last time. And I did not have enough to do all the things I needed to do. I needed more money to get my face out there, my name out there. I needed to be able to have more people on board to help, because a lot of times paying people is very motivational. I'd love to be able to do that. Couldn't have done that before. But volunteers are gold. I know, but sometimes, having that extra is a big help. The thing that we have to remember is this campaign is not about one person. Although it kind of seems like it right now because everybody's looking at me, but it's not about one person. It is about all of us. Yeah. And that money that we give, it doesn't matter how big or small your donation is, it is an investment in Conway.
Yes.
It is an investment in our children's futures. That's what it is. So let's keep it in perspective. That's the reality of it. My goal, by the way, is $40,000 this time. So imagine how much more I can do if I have that much more money. Let's do that. And so now I'll talk about the doers. And look around, because you are all doers. You're here. You've shown up. You know who the doers are. They're the ones who knock on the doors. They're the ones who make the phone calls. They write the postcards. They put the signs up. They show up when it matters. And y'all, this really matters. Really matters. So thank you. You're the doers. You're already here, and you're doing what you need to do. So let's encourage others. Let's bring, and you know, that's the other thing I want to say about us at least having our time of joy. Even though we fight, we know that all of that is hard, and we talk about all the negative things, we have to pull back and show joy too, and experience joy. I'm afraid sometimes I become so angry, and I'm just so, that I repel people, right? If we want to grow our party, think about it. Oh, someone said this. I'm going to paraphrase it to fit our purposes. If you want to grow your party, you got to throw a better party. And so if we're just making everybody feel bad and hopeless and helpless, then that's probably not going to be a better party. So, okay, so that's it. So that's doors, dollars, and doers. Good, one more time. Doors, dollars, and doers. That choreography was for you, Liz. Okay. All right, well, okay, so I'm going to finish up, and I'm going to circle back to this idea of joy once again. Everything has to be balanced. You know, really, everything that we do has to be balanced. And so when we have those times when we feel that anger, let's just turn it into action. Those times that we are so frustrated by the status quo, we'll just use it as fuel to keep going. And that fiery, burning hot rage that we have, let's forge it into cold, hard, steely resistance. We can make hate turn to hope. All together, all of us can do it. And so when I was trying to think of things to say, joy, remember Cindy, be joyful, don't get mad, remember. I kept thinking about Bad Bunny. Because you all heard it when it was announced that he was going to do the halftime show at the Super Bowl. You heard the things, you read the things. The other side had to say they were furious. They raged about it. They were saying things like, he's going to sing in Spanish, not American. Or, it's really bad because brown people. No. He didn't even worry about that. He didn't go into this like, oh my gosh, I have to defend myself from this. That entire performance was about joy. It was about the joy of the community that supports you, that holds you up, that pulls you along. He showed it in all kinds of ways. And the really cool part, the only part that was, this is not why it was the really cool part. This was a really important part, was that on the Jumbotron in English, do y'all remember what it said? The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Y'all know. And that is so true. And that is who we are. And that is why we're here. And okay, I appreciate you all so much. This is a wonderful gathering of amazing people. And I love you. And I'm ready to get this done. Let's go. Yeah.